we had to inquire from the chairman. Still going to come on. So I even went back and informed the chiefs the vetting will start at 3 p.m. Come on from the western of MPs were here. And then as soon as they came back, the minority leaders started confronting.
At a point, the minority side left. They left to where?
They left for about, they were talking. That.
Do you know the exact time that they left and came back? Can you give this committee the exact time?
This should be around 6:30, around 6:37. Around 6:37. So when they came in, they were shouting. It was like a collective thing. They have all agreed that the vetting should not come on because they are tired to them. So they started dismantling. At a point, it became like for and against. So the minority group were making sure that the vetting will not come on. And then the majority group, who were also here, were insisting that we pull the table away, and you have some majority MPs who were trying to 30 minutes, and everything was in disarray until the vetting has been postponed to the following day. In all this, the Nombo Akano has already taken his seat. If I remember very well, he had even been sworn in before the scaffold started. So in a nutshell, that is what I can say about what happened that day. Thank you.
Sorry, this is just to clarify, Honorable.
I think he was sworn in.
But you're not sure?
If I remember very well, he was sworn in.
Okay, thank you.
From our record, he wasn't sworn in. He was about to be sworn in, and the clerk is in Honorable Akando. So Akando was not sworn in.
I'm saying I saw him holding the Bible.
You said at a point the minority leader left with, is it with the entire minority caucus or the leadership of the appointment committee rather left?
It's the minority leader and his group who left. So when came in, In fact, when they left, I was even making a sign to Akano that this thing is going to go through quickly. So when they came, I said, what? These people have come back. Seen.
Who came back? Because when we listened to some earlier invitees to this committee, some of them said they even called for reinforcement from the minority caucus, because observing the videos, you could see that most of them were not even part of the appointment committee, but they were here in their numbers. So in the midst of that scaffold, a bigger number than what they had initially.
That is exactly what happened. When they were leaving, I think there were about 5 of them, but they came back. With about 9 people, meeting room.
On that day was adequate.
I think nobody told us they have started working.
Register for free. Choose from over 200,000 vehicles online. Get your car
Peacefully. At a point they left, nobody knew that they were going to return in that chaotic situation. So I won't say that the security arrangement was too relaxed, but
like an earlier question that I posted to our whip. I'm very sure that at that time wouldn't have happened, but to disrupt the process. Going forward, what do you think as a parliament or the appointment committee, what do you think should happen in future?
you know, I mean, the normal parliamentary practice, they will register their displeasure and then walk out. But it seems to me that this current minority group, they will not stage a walkout that nothing can go on. So I don't think now anybody can prescribe antidote for this type of attitude. So, because, like I've said, the best thing is for them to work out. But they won't find themselves in such situations, which I don't want also to recommend that. But I believe that we should sit down and as Parliament when it comes to such matters.
I'm asking this question because of the fact that, you know, sitting like this is sitting. So if you disrupt, that means even if you are at the chamber and the same attitude is adopted, that means all, I don't know, so that
You know, if you feel strongly that a conduct of a member has disrupted parliamentary procedure. Speaker feels strongly that there is committee and the privilege committee to affected committee to work effectively. I guess this committee has been formed because you know that as we speak, we don't have the committee in place. But if you have the committee in place, you should refer the matter to the privilege committee because they have the powers.
Lastly, would you recommend that in future the number of, I know you are also, even officially they've not communicated, very soon, would you recommend that the chiefs other people should come in
the number of nominees or
nominees for vetting? Because the conveniences that come along with it, we recommend that in future the numbers should be reduced drastically so that it will not put so much burden on nominees.
Yeah, that might be considered. But I don't think the problem was as a result of the number of chiefs who attended upon to support.
This is a follow-up before my main question. Honorable Ahi, from the account that we have received so far, it is quite clear that there was indeed pressure on the committee because of the number of people who had been. Then the schedule had to change, and they said no. People have brought chiefs, they have brought these people, and so we must continue. If the people were fewer, I'm sure that pressure would not have been on the various nominees, and they could have contained it to say that, well, we can reschedule it, I can manage this cost. But the cost aspect of keeping people here was part of the pressure which was put on the committee. Don't you think so?
I really don't know. I have been with the appointment committee for 19 years. What we normally do is just to program 4 or 5 and get it done. From what I've learned, on Wednesday, Honorable Kofi Adda, the Transport Minister, Nipe, and then I think the Mutala, Honorable Mutala, were to be vetted on Wednesday. Kofi Adam, sorry, were to be vetted on Wednesday. It didn't come on. So they pushed these 3 nominees to Thursday. And because already they have programmed to vet them on Thursday, their guests have already traveled and they were all in Accra. So, but like I've said, I didn't know what happened, why Wednesday vetting didn't come on. But normally you agree on the number and you just stick to it. Nothing will happen. Because I don't remember ever in my 19 years as a member of the appointment committee running into this such.
Did you participate in the commotion which ensued?
You know, I don't have strength to fight. All that I was doing was just to calm people down, allow peace to reign. That was all that I did. But not in a in a violent manner.
Thank you, Honorable. Chair.
Chairman.
As a member of parliament supporting another member, but not as a member of the committee.
Exactly.
Before, in how many parliaments have you been a member of the appointments committee, if you can recall?
5. I joined the appointment committee, I think.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Just final question, members of Parliament, and the numbers you observed in terms of the visitors in the room. Was this more than you have normally?
The numbers are the same. When we started, we were doing the vetting. At number of people who came to support nominees. That's where we have to move to this current place. And family members want to just come and support. Their nominees, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable colleague, senior colleague. So in your 19 plus years on this committee, what do you think could have caused this disruption? Especially as you sat here as a participant or as a witness to what happened. What do you think could have caused it? Because I sense there's a certain heightened level of intolerance and something has changed. Because when we were on the committee in the last parliament, our colleagues would heckle, but that is the limit to which they would go. What do you think has changed?
I think what I can deduce from what happened that day was a minority who has just taken a decision to bring proceedings to an end. And so whatever form they would do to make sure proceedings didn't continue was what they exhibited.
So do you possibly agree to the assertion that then to be forewarned is to be forearmed moving forward with the relationship with the minority? Or after this committee has done something from this?
Yeah, you see, as members of parliament, the standing orders, you abuse your privilege, you can be sanctioned. And so the only problem now is that the culprits were suspended upon an appeal by our leaders, Mr. Speaker lifted to be implemented fully. And that's to say that if a member has to be punished, so be it. Just to your limits, you can be tolerated to a certain extent. But if you overdo things, so we should enforce it. If we enforce our standing orders by putting people on the privilege committee, subsidiary, even a prescribed dismissal or sanction or reprimand. These are all in the standing orders. And so there's a whole committee. And so I think members should be conversant with that.
Honorable Samson Ahi, I don't have any question for you. You are a witness and you just collaborated your story with others. So you are honorably discharged. If the committee needs your colleagues and members, Dauda, we've also added Mr. Kweku Asante from Joy FM, who is for Mr. Gregory, will have to watch the video, Collins and then Gregory before the third. So can we watch the videos, please?